All right, we are live. I'm trying to adjust this mic volume. It's just too sensitive. Hello, everyone. Sorry that we don't got a beach today. Yeah, this mic is... Can you guys hear me okay? It sounds very loud in my headphones. If it's too loud, let me know. I might actually switch to my regular mic here. As a matter of fact, let's do that because this is way too loud for my ears. Is that okay? Can everybody hear me better? Hopefully. Let's see. Let's take this in. All right. Hopefully that's okay because this mic is just super, super sensitive. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for checking in. Afternoon. Of course, let me know where you are from and where you're chiming in from. I see Kingston in Cali, Ocean in Ottawa. Hello, Star Love. Sorry we got no beach today, but I will get into that in a little bit. We will try the mic again in a second. And if you guys say it's too loud, let me know. If not, we would just use the computer mic. So I'm in New York right now. I got here late last week. I know we missed the view. I missed the view too, and I've only been here a few days. Sorry I couldn't be bringing that to you all today. But at least you got me, right? At least you got me. We'll see who's here for me and who's here for the views. How about that? We'll see who are the ride or dies, so to speak. But pleasure to see you all. Hi, Mind, Body, and Spirit. Teresa, welcome. And yes, for everybody who's chiming in, I'm in New York today, not on the beach in Jamaica. I'm gonna switch to this mic, and if it's too loud, it seems too loud to me. You let me know. Mic check. Everybody, is this too loud? It seems too loud. It seems way too loud. And I have it turned like literally all the way down. Just let me know if it's too sensitive, and we'll switch back to the computer microphone. Oh, you thought I was gonna be on the Brooklyn Bridge? Sorry, no, not this time. This sounds so loud. Okay. Let me know if this is too loud. I feel like it is. I can't control this. Okay, Ray, welcome, chiming in. I'm in your city. All right. Let's hop into I'm a little self-conscious about this mic, so we're not going to roll with it. So, hey, Vanessa, we got Vanessa in the live stream here. She's a moderator. She's going to be helping me out. And let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. Don't have much of an agenda today. Mainly, I would say Throp-X. Hey, Shayna, welcome. This is mainly about, I would say, the main thing on the agenda today. Yeah, I'm in your old stomping grounds, NYC. That's right. That's right. So the main item on the agenda today is Throp-X. So happy to announce and say that we launched the website. Hey, Kerry chiming in from Queens. We launched the website. We have it up, and the main goal with the website is really to have a home where all the information lives for the upcoming conference in November. And in addition to that, also give people the ability to sign up through the website. And so now, if you're not quite ready to sign up for the website, for the conference, that is, you can actually fill out the form on the website. You'll be getting email responses from the email address events@thropmedia.com. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put the, thank you for letting me know about the mic, Shayna. That is a website there. So you can go there, you can sign up, you can register for the conference there. And all the relevant information is there. I do want to, I guess, go through some stuff. And also keep in mind, this is a work in progress. The website, we just thought it was very important to get up the relevant information, because I've actually had people who have come to the hotel to register for the conference and to sign up, which is so crazy, but it's awesome at the same time. And if you signed up for a form and filled out information regarding Throp-X, don't worry, I have your email addresses. We're just actually trying to compile them all, because we have so much and we haven't put them into an email management software. So literally just doing it by hand, and we will get those emails out to you, so you have the website. And that's for also those people who may be watching this live stream on the replay. So I just want to go through some stuff on the website. So like I said, I threw that in put it on the banner. I put it in the comments. Wait, yeah, I threw it in the comments. So let's, no, that's not what I want to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. All right, there we go. Okay, that's the website. So everybody can take a look at the website for those that are interested. But if you've been on these live streams, this is no surprise to you at all in terms of what the conference is about and who is it for and what can be expected from the conference. Good question, X Law. I guess we should start there. So what is Throp-X? So this is an investment conference that I'm hosting from November 10th to November 14th of this year. And essentially, it is an investment conference if you're looking to invest or move to Jamaica. And it's going to be primarily made up of panelists who I've had on as guests on the On Deck with Throp podcast. And they're going to be a number of expert panelists. So real estate professionals, financial investors, financial services professionals, I should say. We're going to have real estate attorneys. We're also going to have used and new car dealers and dealerships. We're also going to have a variety of banks involved in it as well. And the idea is, like, I'm not trying to, with the conference itself, and I was explaining this to one of the partners real estate partners that we're partnering with for this conference, is that I am not trying to sell or push anybody in one direction in terms of professional services. So I'm not trying to say, hey, go with Scotiabank or go with VMBS or whatever it is for a loan or to open up a business account. I want to get the highest quality of, sticking with the banking analogy, the highest quality and best in the banking business at the conference. So you, as somebody who's attending the conference, will have an opportunity to sit down and speak with each individual bank if you would like, and then make a decision as to which banking institution that you want to go to and that you might want to work with. But ultimately, the idea behind the conference is education more than anything else. And if you're even considering moving to Jamaica or moving back to Jamaica, or maybe you want to invest in Jamaica from abroad, I'm doing my best to bring all the pieces of the puzzle that would allow you to do that and really help you figure out your specific personal circumstance, your specific personal situation, where you can sit down with each one of these experts. Of course, we'll have panel discussions, but you can sit down with each one of these experts and ask your specific questions and figure out what is the next steps for you to take, whether it's in the loan process, or maybe you're just at the point where you're just trying to understand the banking system in Jamaica, or understand what the mortgage process is like. Or, we had a discussion last week about taxes in Jamaica and getting your TRN and working with the government, all these sorts of questions that you may have about investing or moving to Jamaica. I'm doing my best, again, to get the experts there. And most of them, not even most of them, everybody who is going to be a panelist will have been on the podcast. They will have been featured, maybe not the podcast, but they will have been in like a featured real estate video, for example. And so the idea is that these folks before you actually come come to the conference. And so you, in a sense, you have what do they call it, a power relationship with them. Like, it's a one-way relationship in terms of them and meet them through the computer screen. And then, of course, if you have a pre-established relationship, because I know many subscribers who have watched these videos have reached out specifically, especially I would say, to the real estate experts that I've had on, and maybe you already have a direct relationship with them, and this could be an opportunity for you to physically meet them. But we're trying to change this parasocial relationship into a real world relationship, and this conference is an opportunity that allows you to do that. And so with the experts that we have coming on, I'm even trying to, everybody's in a different space. So a few weeks ago, I met a young man who's like 18 years old, who's just completely convinced Jamaica is where he wants to live, and that's where he wants to spend his life. So I got to think about people like those. Then I also have to think about, there's this young family who reached out to me, husband, wife, two young children, and they want to move their family here. And they obviously need schooling for their kids. They need a home. They need to purchase a car. They need, I don't know what they're, in terms of how they make their income or how they make their money. They may be trying to start a business, or maybe they're digital nomads. I'm unsure, but I'm trying to cast a wide net in that sense of bringing in the experts who can deal with that. So there was another suggestion about, how about we bring on, a principal of school. I'm actually trying to get somebody from the Ministry of Education to come in, and also a local principal as well, to give people an understanding of what it would be like to send their children to school in Jamaica, what the schooling is like, what the leadership is like in school. And because, of course, if you're moving your family here, the education and opportunities for your children is, I'm sure, number one priority. So I'm trying to provide all these different types of experiences and professionals to come in and help people who are considering, again, moving to Jamaica. In addition to that, we're going to take one day to actually do a commercial and residential tour, real estate tour of Negril. And so in the process of working with the real estate professionals in Negril to compile a list. And of course, this list is probably going to be up to date, because there's, as you know, there's always new properties that are coming on market. There's always properties being sold and bought on the market. So, you probably won't see these properties listed probably, I would say, a month before, but we're doing a big mix. So, I mean, everything from hotels to homes for sale, homes for rent, and to plots of land that are available. And my idea, mixed in with the videos that I've already created, is to really give people who are coming to the conference like a holistic idea of the cost of real estate, the cost of investing in Jamaica, and having attendees give them an understanding of cost per square foot. And to me, it's like, how do we create, and like me being here in New York, growing up here in New York, it's like, how do we create just the, like, be able to relate it back to New York. And I'm just editing like the podcast that I did with Noel. And that's like one of the main things that we kept referencing back is New York. And we always talk about how downtown Brooklyn, when I was a kid, was like the worst place to go to. East New York was like the worst place to go to, and you just wouldn't be caught dead in these places. And now these are the most sought after real estate properties, not only in New York City, but arguably in all of America. I mean, some of the most expensive pieces of land that you can imagine. And there's just a lot of parallels to be drawn with what's happening in Jamaica specifically and parts of Kingston to what's happening in how should I say, has happened here in Brooklyn, New York. And so we're trying to bring that type of understanding and relevancy to the conference and to you all those who are attending and want to be a part of that. And I just think it's just so important to understand, like, not only the current real estate landscape in Jamaica and in the Grill and in Kingston, but also to understand where it's going, what is being input into the system, especially as far as foreign direct investment is concerned. And I think it's like giving people an overall, as best as we possibly can as a conglomerate, as a conference, but giving an overall understanding of what the market is like. And that's just the real estate market. And so you as a potential investor or somebody who's potentially looking to move to Jamaica or move back to Jamaica can get like a real world on the ground understanding of what that might look like. And if that really fits your picture and fits your financial appetite, and if this sort of investment is something that will work for you. In addition to that, a lot of the panelists that we're going to have as well, which I'm like kind of what started this whole thing, are the people who've actually moved to Jamaica, and you're going to have an opportunity to meet them. And like a lot of the panelists that I've already had, a guest who I've had, they're going to be panelists, and you're going to have opportunity to meet them and really understand what it's like to live in Jamaica and like the lifestyle that they have. And a lot of, as you probably know or may not know, a lot of the people I've already interviewed are people who've retired in Jamaica. A lot of them are of Jamaican descent. And so I think it's important to get an understanding of those folks' lifestyle. And so if you're thinking of, say, spending an extended period of time here, or if you're thinking of moving here, like, you know, what is there to do? What does somebody like, what is a 30-year-old living in the Grill do for fun? What does a 65-year-old who's retired on a pension, what do they do for fun? What do they, you know, how do you make friends? Like simple things like that. And I think that getting an understanding of like the different churches we have and clubs and social events, et cetera, I think that's so important. And that's another dynamic that I want to bring to the conference. So that is in a nutshell what Throp-X is. I know I'm gonna continue as we get closer. Of course, I'm gonna continue to bring it up. We will have, I think one of the most special things about the event is like I'm really trying to keep it close knit. We're gonna it's gonna be between 50 and 80 people. I don't want anything more than that, and I think 80 people is too much. And by the way, the price is $600, $599. I thought that we're trying to make it as fair as possible. And with that, it doesn't include hotel. Like you have to book the hotel separately. So there's actually a block of hotel rooms at Travelers for Throp-X. So they're aware of that. So you can actually book directly through the website. If you go through Throp-X.com, you can simply go through the process there. And if you want to call in, you can do that at Travelers as well. There is a block section off for Throp-X. And again, keeping it small niche. We don't want to go over 80 people. I kind of don't even want to get to 80 people because like I really want this to be a high quality event in terms of the networking opportunities. And then I want everybody to have an opportunity to sit down with the expert that they want to sit with, whether it's a real estate expert, whether it's somebody who started a business here. And I want relationships to come out of this conference. And I want action at the end of the day. And hopefully people really taking tangible steps towards achieving their dream of living in Jamaica, moving to Jamaica, investing in Jamaica, having an Airbnb, whatever it is. But this conference is really to show people the possibilities of making this happen. And hopefully I can be somewhat of a facilitator in helping individuals achieve that. And to me, in order to do that on the scale that I want, I think we have to keep it like into a really small group where everybody knows everybody in the group. That's a goal that I want everybody to have. If it's 50 of us, if it's 80 of us, I'm gonna make sure that the 79 other people there plus the panelists, that sort of thing. And that's my mindset as it relates how this networking and how people are gonna meet. And it's gonna be it's going to be a chill event. It's in Negril, where Negril, as you know, is the capital of casual. But at the same time, it's also going to be like super professional in terms of the quality of the panelists and speakers that we have there, which I'm super excited to introduce everybody to. And again, most of them you already know from the video podcast. And it's going to be and I should also mention that. I mentioned it's $5.99. So that it doesn't include the hotel, the $5.99, but it does include all your meals and the conference registration. So you don't have to worry about food or drinks or anything like that, but you have to book your hotel separately and you have to book your flight separately as well. So just keep that in mind when you're booking. But there are many, many different options that you can take advantage of, as far as obviously different airlines, and as well as the hotel rooms that we have available. We are looking to partner if somehow we do get sold out with the blocks of rooms that we have available. We have another option. I should say I have another option of booking another block of rooms if we need it at the hotel, but we're looking at partnering with another local hotel to for the conference. And of course, if you don't want to stay at Travelers, I'm not forcing you to stay at Travelers at all. You could stay at any hotel that you want in the grill, and you could come, get your breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee break, etc. at and during the conference. So I'm not expecting everybody to stay at the hotel. We of course got a group booking deal as well with the hotel. So I tried to make this as affordable as possible for people coming down and people interested in the conference. I'm not looking to make $1 million here or anything like that. To me, in my mind, like when I talk to my team, as long as we don't lose money, that's the goal. Like this is the first time that we're doing this as the inaugural event. And the goal is to bring maximum value, show proof of concept that the demand is there for a conference of this nature. We're bringing it to Negril, which I'm super proud of, super happy to be doing that. And again, this maximum value. And that really comes from the experts that I have coming and speaking at this conference. And they're all very excited to be a part of it. I can't even tell you, they are I have to be a part of this, because they've really benefited from being on the podcast, which is the whole goal of the podcast, is to really, the people who I'm having on, it benefits them. Then it also benefits you, the subscribers and the viewers, seeing and learning from these people. And all these people were very specifically chosen and vetted to come on the podcast and to be a part of this, just like they're going to be vetted and specifically chosen to be panelists during the Throp-X conference. So if you have any further questions on that, I'm just scrolling through the website, but if you have any further questions on Throp-X, please let me know. Of course, we will continue to send out information as it relates to the people who've signed up for the email list. I'm going to send all that out over the next few days. Vanessa actually will be your main contact person. So as I mentioned, she's here in the chat, and that's who you'll be corresponding with directly with Throp-X. And as you fill out those forms, she's more than likely going to be the person who's going to be responding to you. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate. Please let me know here in the comments about Throp-X. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Let me hop over to the comments, see what we got here. A Positive Lifestyle, hello, greeting, thanks for joining. Thank you for the language correction there. Shayna Love, parasocial relationship. That's what you most of you have with me, a parasocial relationship. Thank you, Donna. Hope you're having a wonderful day too. Happy Sunday to you. Barry G, you're actually in the grill. I'm sorry I missed you. I'm sorry I missed you. Having lunch with travelers. Okay, awesome, awesome. Tia McKay. That's my cousin. She's in South Korea. She left, man, over a month ago. And she's doing her first job out of college. Very proud of her. Thank you for chiming in, cousin. Hope you are doing well. All right. So yeah, please let me know if you have any questions. It doesn't have to only be about Throp-X. I do want to talk about medical. I'm gonna make a video about this. I know I'm switching real quick. Okay. Exlo says their program already outlined the focal points. This sounds awesome. Yes. So it's on the website. If you go down to the FAQs, it kind of has it lined up. We're probably gonna change up that formatting a little bit, but there is a schedule. I'm trying to skip. Okay, the schedule. Okay, we're still working on the site, but the schedule is there in terms of, or will be there shortly today, like lining up our outlining exactly what is expected every day during the conference. And I think this is, and correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll have like the different subject matters, but one of the main focal points in what's driving demand for this conference is real estate. And so that is going to be a big part of the conference. We have a whole day dedicated to visiting different properties. So just, that kind of puts things in perspective. And it's not like, and it won't be like, hey, we're just sitting on a bus and we're going to, visit these different properties. Like every aspect of this conference will be filled with information. Even like if you're having, I would say probably the only thing is breakfast. So breakfast, there will be no like meeting or panelists or anything like that. But for every, during a coffee break, that's an opportunity to network. At dinner, we're going to be having panelists speaking on the way to these different properties. There'll be education there as well. So it's not like we're not using we are using every opportunity that we have to provide as much information as possible. And again, this is an opportunity for you to interact directly with all of these experts. Every one of the experts that I have spoken to that is going to be a part of this weekend, they're going to be there the whole weekend. So it's not like they're coming for one day, they speak and they leave. They're going to be there the entire time. So, as you learn information and as you get more information throughout the weekend, your questions, your mindset might change, and you may have different types of questions based on the knowledge and information that you have. And so, after that first panel speaking, you may just completely change your mind on something, and you're like, hey, what about investing in a plaza instead of a home? And then you can go ask the panelist or the real estate expert about that particular subject matter. So you'll have access to these people the entire weekend. That's like my main point. And I think that's what makes this conference very, very unique, is the access and continued access to these folks throughout the weekend. So I think that, again, is something that is pretty unique to this type of conference that we have here. And I also want to make mention, so the last night, the farewell dinner, it's an all-white dinner, and it's at a pretty cool place. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but as we continue to get closer to the date, I just continue to remind everybody, please bring an all-white outfit for the dinner. So it's on the website, it's there, and we'll also remind people in emails. But if you are coming, please pack an all-white dinner attire for the farewell dinner. Hey, Susan, welcome. Good to see you. Hi, Ingrid. Oh, man, the screen is like really reflecting off my eyes, but I can't see. Off my glasses, I should say. Billion Powers, welcome. How you doing? All right. So keep the questions coming in with Throp-X, and let me know. So I did as Mystical. I don't know if this is why Mystical is bringing this up, but I did want to talk about a medical situation. And I thought it was just like, and I knew about this, and I'm gonna make a video about this for sure. And I've actually been working on a healthcare video, but just kind of been moving all over the place. And I think this really brings perspective to health tourism in a sense, and then also the the crazy American healthcare system that's here, and it really sheds light on how ridiculous and how expensive that it is. So, to start with, like my aunt actually, I should say, my cousin, he has asthma, and he has this asthma pump that he needs, his asthma medication, and just switching from one insurance company to another, there's a period of time that his medication, his asthma pump, didn't wasn't included on his insurance, and he has really bad asthma and he needs this pump. So they were shopping around trying to figure out where they can get this pump from, and this medication that he has to buy on a monthly basis. He has to get this thing on a monthly basis because of his asthma. And when they were shopping around, my aunt was shopping around for my cousin. This thing is $568 US dollars, $568 US dollars for this pump that he essentially needs to live. And calling around, trying to see if the insurance company would be able to pay for it, and they just wouldn't. And they're fighting for it, and like, who can afford a medication along with obviously every other thing that you need in life? $568 a month. And my aunt asked me, can you see how much it is in Jamaica? And so text a doctor, ask my brother to call a pharmacy that we go to in Jamaica, and that same pump is $58 in Jamaica, which is just like mind blowing to me. Just like mind blowing that these companies are charging this type of money in the United States for these, I would say, like life-saving medications. Because like I said, my cousin needs this, and he can't even, imagine we didn't have that route. I mean, thank God, they figured something out with the insurance and with the pharmacy, etc. But it just kind of goes to show you how exorbitant like the healthcare system pricing is here in the United States compared to that of Jamaica. And I have to really say, it's like, Jamaica's healthcare system, there are many positives to it. There's so many positives to it. One of them being the affordability. And, I gave numerous examples of my own personal situation of, getting MRIs. Like most of my injuries are from running, MRI on my knee, x-rays, MRI on my ankle. And these are all like first world machines that are there. Like the MRI machine, I wish I had a picture. I will put it up. Excuse me. Sorry. But it's first world care, first world technology. And I said this before, I think I paid $300, $320 Jamaican for MRI on my knee. I had a couple torn ligaments in my knee, and I got this done in November. As you know, like, I looked up the average price of an MRI in the US. We're talking like $5,000. Crazy. And my insurance, I have insurance in Jamaica, but because we switched providers, they weren't able to provide or cover that. So I had to pay that out of pocket. And I was like, fine. Like, if I had to do that here in the States, forget about it. $5,000. And you hear about like all these horror stories about, basically people, I was going to say choosing to die, but they don't even have a choice because they can't afford either the medication or the care that they need to take care of themselves. And I just think it's like, I mean, I'm so blessed, I would say, that I have this in Jamaica and I have the opportunity to have this type of healthcare. And it's just something I think for us in this community to just take into consideration. And I know many people here either spend extended periods of time in Jamaica, are looking to move to Jamaica or move back to Jamaica. And yes, my situation is very different. I'm a young, healthy, relatively healthy 38-year-old male, but the system is there. You know, my dad is 81 years old. He has his own challenges. Like everything is there for him that he needs, his medication, and it's all very like comparing to America. And I'm only using America because like that's what I know. You know, that's what I grew up with. That's what I'm dealing with here now with my family who's here in Brooklyn, and it's just a lot better in those ways, right? And I would say the weakest part about Jamaica, in my experience, like the weakest part about Jamaica's healthcare system, I would say, is the emergency and trauma care. And that is where we need the most help. And that if you had a concern as it relates to healthcare, it would 100% be, it would 100% be that it would be that, you know, whether it's a car accident or whatever have you. I've seen that happen, unfortunately, just like not really good situations. If you need, you know, major surgeries, I mean, I probably wouldn't do that there. Although, you know, my dad is having hip surgery and he's doing it in Jamaica. You know, that sort of thing I think is very easy to do in Jamaica. Like these are very, I mean, they're the kind of run of the mill surgeries. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, you know, somebody's going inside your body and replacing something. Like, it's serious in that sense. But it's a surgery that I know many people have had in Jamaica, and it's been very successful. And my dad is comfortable enough having it done in Jamaica, and he doesn't want to leave Jamaica anyway. So he's happy to know that he has an expert doctor that can do that, and he's getting that done in Kingston shortly. And you know, the insurance is covering a portion of it, and then we have to cover a portion of it as well. And I'm gonna ask my dad if he's okay with me sharing like the numbers with you all on that, and we can take it from there. But I think this is kind of good to be like, I want to bring that type of transparency to the channel so everybody knows and understands. Hey, maybe you know you're looking to get hip surgery here in America, and it's going to cost you $10,000 or something like that, or $5,000. I highly doubt that's what it's gonna cost you in Jamaica, you know. And then you also get to recover on an island. Can't be that bad, right? So obviously, I'm a big advocate proponent of of Jamaica, and I think there are certain aspects of the healthcare system that are indeed positive. So um, it's something to think about. And again, this is just like a real world example that just happened this week. I mean, literally, you know, $58 to 560, and we're talking about what did I say? 568 times 12. You know, that's 6,800 for the year compared to $696. Just like incredible. Anyway, let's get to the some of these comments, and we can keep talking about the healthcare system if you'd like. Hey, Brad, thanks for chiming in from South Florida. Appreciate you saying hello. Beach Rock Maxim, Portland. I wish I was in Portland. Love it over there. Thanks for chiming in. Happy Sunday, Allison. Oh, Ocean Great. It's casual, you know, it's gonna be all being well with the weather. It's gonna be an outdoor event. And like I said, I would say, what do they say? Caribbean chic, I would say, linen outfit, be comfortable, but it's semi-formal, chic, I guess, you know, whatever, like nobody's gonna turn you away, you know. Nobody's gonna turn you away, but we're trying to definitely keep a theme there. And this is in relation to the farewell dinner for Throp-X, which is the Sunday night dinner. It says, yep, I need them as well. Without insurance, you are dead. Same thing with the EpiPens. Yeah, I need an EpiPen. I can't get stung by a bee. I need to get one. I'm very allergic to bees, like my girl allergic. So I need to eventually get one of those. Ingrid says, for a small inhaler, U.S. is robbing people with medications and healthcare. And now I agree. It's absolutely insane. And you just think about people like and it's such, everybody lives in like just a different type of life and a different type of reality as you go throughout the US. I mean, as you go throughout the world, of course, but when you think of a first world country like the United States, I mean, you just never think that somebody, because they can't afford their insulin, they die. And that happens all the time, like, which is crazy, which is so crazy. And so it just also makes me think, if you all have any family members or you all are in a situation where you do need some type of medication and it's super expensive and you can't, and it just doesn't make sense, or you can't afford it here in the United States, and you have access to going to Jamaica and coming back, like, think about that. Think about going down, and I don't know if that's illegal. I really don't know, but I don't see why not. If your weekly or daily medication that you take is going to be, a tenth of what you pay for it here, and you go to Jamaica once a year, why not pick up a year's supply for a tenth of the cost? Just something to think about, something to talk to your family members about, or friends. Another example of that, I gave this one before, is that I got in January. Is it January? Yeah, in late January, I got PRP shots in my knee. I don't remember what PRP stands for, but basically they take a certain amount of my blood out of my arm, and then they put it in a centrifuge, and it spins like super fast, and it splits the blood and the plasma. So you'll get plasma on top, blood at the bottom, and they'll get rid of the blood, and they'll take the plasma and they injected it a bunch of times into my knee, and that's supposed to help with the repair of the ligaments that I tore in my knee. Seems to have worked, but I don't think I paid. I mean, if I paid over $100, I'd be surprised. I'm honestly, I can't remember. I'm going to ask the doctor the cost of it again. And this will also be a part of that healthcare video. I don't think I paid more than $100. My friend needed the same exact procedure, lives here in New York and Long Island, and I don't think it was covered by his insurance. I'm assuming it wasn't covered because this would be a heck of a copay, but it would have cost him $1,500 US out of pocket to get those PRP shots. And I'm like, that's crazy. Our electricity cost is way more than here in the US, and it's the same machine. And I mean, that just blows my mind that they're going to charge. I'm getting it for probably less than 100 US, and my friend has to pay $1,500 for the same exact thing, and he's a 3.5 hour flight away. And he's better off like buying a ticket, coming down, paying for a hotel, and staying 3 or 4 days, and he'd still probably spend less money than he would getting those shots here in New York. Again, another real world example that I personally dealt with, which I think is just incredible to me, absolutely incredible to me. Anyway, let's continue. Donna says insurance companies are legalized criminals. Yeah, it's crazy because just how the healthcare system is set up. I mean, in America, it's just like the people suffer at the end of the day, and like really, just have to have a lot of money, at the end of the day, if you want to survive certain things. Susan says, I need an MRI now, and the insurance company is refusing to approve it. Susan, honestly, like, consider, I don't know when your next trip to Jamaica is, but very easy. I went to a medical center in Montego Bay. Very easy to get an appointment, very easy to set it up. I actually know a doctor who is partial investor in it. If you need any help with setting up an appointment or have any questions, I can definitely put you in touch with them. Really good friend of mine, really good friend of the family. So more than happy to connect you. let me know. Just shoot me an email. And I can make the connection for you, Susan. So I threw it in the comment section there. Shoot me an email and we'll make that connection for you. And I can put you directly, talk to the doctor, and I'm sure he'll put you directly in contact with the MRI facility, and you can get all your questions answered. But just something to consider, if it's going to be $5,000 or whatever it is, Mystical says between $3,000 and $5,000 for MRI/CAT scan. Might be worth you coming down and just getting it done and get that information. And you get everything, you get the CD with the imagery, and then you also get an assessment of the MRI as well, which I don't know if they do here, but it's something that you can like how they assess it is in plain language, and you can literally give that to your doctor, and you can do that from, in Jamaica. You get the results fairly quickly, and make decisions on what your next steps would be. Yes, XL 320 US for MRI, not 320 Jamaican, 320 US. I'm sorry about that. That's what I paid for my MRI. Again, this was back in November 2021. Sherry says, yes, medical, huge deal when moving abroad. Yeah, it is. It is something to consider, especially I know folks who are in the retirement age are getting there. One thing I will say with Jamaica is that basically all you gotta think Jamaica is a predominantly Black country. All of the genetically predisposed diseases that we have, they have medication for all of it. So hypertension, hypertension, same thing. High blood pressure. I have glaucoma. They have glaucoma is very prominent in our community as well. All the different types of heart diseases. I mean, you name it. Those types of regular ailments that you get as you get older, all of those medications are there. All of them are available. I won't say all, I'll say most, of course. There probably is some unique ones that may be hard to get, but for the most part, you have access to prescriptions, and they're far more affordable than they would be here in the United States. And that's something to consider if you are somebody who needs, a certain type of medication on a regular basis. I would also say eye health is very good in Jamaica. I think it's actually fantastic. I just started wearing glasses last year, and kind of, I did my own journey and learning about what just how the eye healthcare system works in Jamaica. I got these glasses there. My contacts I get from Jamaica. The expertise of the ophthalmologist are, I would say, I mean, I don't have that much experience, but I would say second to none in terms of the equipment, their testing, their follow-up. I will say, you do have to wait a long time. Anytime I go for an eye appointment, an eye doctor, God, it's like one, I have to go to Montego Bay. So I'm driving from the Grill to Montego Bay. I'll be real with that. So, we're talking about hour and a half drive about there, hour and a half back, 3 hours in the car. I mean, that's pretty much your day. And then, we wait there in the office for hours. Unfortunately, it's a very Jamaican experience, unfortunately, in terms of the wait. But the service of the eye doctor is excellent. I can recommend them. They've been fantastic with my dad. My dad actually had a cataract surgery. Man, we must be looking at in May. He had cataract surgery in May. And that was, I mean, they're basically taking the lens out in your eye and replacing it. Had that done in Montego Bay. Again, I would get you the pricing on all of this. And he was like, he's like, man, it took, I think, 2 days for it to clear up, but it's like he was seeing brand new, right after. Again, done right there in Jamaica, right there in Montego Bay, cataract surgery. All of his eye drops, my eye drops that I take, glasses, whatever have you. The eye experts are there, the eye doctors are there, and I can speak from personal experience that it's fantastic. And again, I think very, very, very affordable, again, compared to the United States. And this is, again, something to just take in consideration. As Sherry says, huge deal when moving abroad, medical, that is. Yes, Susan, I'm in Brooklyn. Hutchinson, Albany, welcome. Thanks for joining. X-Law says, is private emergency ambulance medical sensors allowed in Jamaica? Yeah. In the Grail, there's quite a few of those, and those are expensive. So the last I heard, don't quote me on this, but if you are taking a private ambulance and they're picking you up and taking you to the hospital, it's $800. I don't know what that cost is here in America or Brooklyn, but that's pretty expensive. 800. I mean, obviously, if you're an emergency, whatever, there is no price too high to pay to get to the hospital if you bleed, if your leg is bleeding out. Of course, we do have a public ambulance. We actually had to use them a couple weeks ago for a guest. Thank God they're okay, and they responded very quickly. The ambulance came. But the thing with the ambulance, and it's just unfortunately the reality of the situation in the Grill, at least, is that sometimes the ambulance isn't there. If there's more than one medical emergency and the ambulance is at that facility, that's the one we have, and so it won't be available for what you may need them for. Hence, the need for, say, a private ambulance. The other thing is, like, what used to happen, I don't know if it's still happening, but the ambulance used to break down a lot. Also, the ambulance a lot of times doesn't have the medical supply. I mean, like simple things like band-aids, gauzes, etc., etc. A lot of people come and they donate these things. A lot of guests, I know Gail from the Grill Treehouse, she encourages her guests to bring down these emergency medical supplies, as well as she brings it down herself. I know she does that a lot. So that's just something to take in consideration if you're coming down to visit and you want to give back and you want to help out. It's just like, even like boxes of band-aids, gauze. If you're a nurse, you kind of know, or in the EMS or doctor, you probably know what's needed. Or if you're in healthcare, you know what's needed inside an ambulance. So all those stuff are constantly needed. So that's, I would say, would be the risk of what happens with the public service ambulance that we have. Sometimes it's broken down, sometimes it's multiple emergencies, sometimes they don't have supplies. So that's one thing. And on the other side of that coin is doing the private ambulance, which is, again, very expensive. Last I heard, I known, was like $800 to get you to Salve Hospital. So I don't know, Axel, I don't know if you were asking that in respect to starting a business or if they existed, but if they're there. A precedent for them is set. Ingrid says that is something to know is about healthcare in Jamaica. U.S. does not want to do World Health like Canada or Europe. Yeah, it's people are making too much money. People are making way too much money. Donna says, I'm currently dealing with NCB Bank in Jamaica, trying to get something very simple done, and the stumbling blocks and senseless red tape is mind-boggling. Boy, I've had my well, we talked about banking here, and I've had my run-ins with certain banks, and it has not been a good experience. And it's just like, and we talked about this before, like that's probably one of the most annoying experiences of being here, of doing business in Jamaica and doing business with Jamaican banks. It's just where you're going through the bureaucracy. And so my advice, as I've stated before, is just, you just got to stick with it and understand that this is a process, unfortunately, and it's so frustrating. And I've been there so many times. Just try not to lose your patience and stay focused on the goal at hand that you want to accomplish, and just keep following up and following up and following. And sometimes you just need to climb that ladder, get to the next person, get to the next person, get to the next person. And that's what helps you. But yeah, I'm with you, unfortunately. And I'm sure they know about a lot of what we're talking about, and obviously what you're talking about is outside of standing online waiting to make a deposit at the teller, but that goes all the way to, those sorts of experiences go all the way to what you're unfortunately experiencing, Donna. So best of luck with that, and I'm sure you'll get through. Just be patient and persistent at the same time. Beach Rock Maxim says, Americans are crossing the U.S.-Mexican border to buy their insulin, and it's twice cheaper than the U.S. There you go. That's great. I'm not surprised at that. That's the first time hearing that, but I'm not surprised at that at all, because people need to stay alive. People are dying because of they can't afford their insulin. Hutchinson Johnson says, in Jamaica, you have free healthcare, not in the US. Yes. The only thing with the free healthcare, and it's just like we need to be mindful, like, yes, it is technically free, but boy, do you wait, boy, do you wait. You wait. And I've been at the hospital, I've been at the emergency room. You wait, but you get it, you do get through, and I wish it was just more efficient. And I'm thinking about, like, when I'm thinking about this example, I'm just thinking about the average Jamaican person. And it's just something, just something I keep in mind, is like, as I move forward and as I move throughout life and continue to just, put my roots down in Jamaica and help people move there. It's just like, man, we got to think about, like, 10 and 20 years from now. Hopefully it's not like that anymore. Somehow it's just, but it's free, as you said, Hutchinson. Jennifer, thank you. Platelet rich plasma. That's PRP. Thank you very much for that, Jennifer. And X-Law, thank you. James McCrae says, thank God I have access to VA medical system. Otherwise I'd be in trouble. That's good, man. I'm happy to know that's working out for you. And of course, thank you for your services, man. But that's well deserved. But we need that right across America, for sure, in all aspects. What's up, Synthwave? Thanks for joining. Welcome. So with my cousin, so just want to be clear, he actually figured out his situation with his insurance provider. So he's good. He's gonna get it here in Jamaica. But like, our plan was to, next time I go down or somebody's coming up, we're just gonna stock up on this inhaler and like crazy. But that was the plan if we didn't figure out something here in the United States with the insurance company or with the pharmacy. And so thank God that's not the situation. But that was the next step. That was the next step, is like, we're gonna get like the example with that somebody had said earlier about people illegally going to Mexico and getting that insulin and bringing back across the states. I mean, we'd have done that in Jamaica. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but in my mind, like, I'm gonna do whatever I can for my cousin, like you would do for whatever you can for your family members. Like, if you have access to medication that is life-saving, like, that's crazy to me. And yeah, thank God for the Canadian healthcare system. I'm sure it's not perfect easy either, but man, at least you don't got to worry about, dying because you can't afford your insulin or whatever it is. Susan, I'll be there soon. And now that I know I can pay for it there, I'm definitely getting it done there. Awesome. Again, Susan, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help in any way that I can with getting you the information for the MRI. Okay, I just saw you'll link me. Awesome. Glenny Day Lifestyle says, born American and I agree it is awful. Short visit to the ER was $7,000. Thank God for the corporate insurance. I'm extremely fortunate, but what a ripoff. $7,000. And that, like, I'm sure you've heard the stories, like, that cripples people. They're in debt for life. 7,000. I mean, some people, their bills are like 20,000, 50,000, like, who knows, 100,000. And like, people are just in this financial debt and they just never get out of it, no matter how hard they try. Man. All right, where are we? Hello, Ingrid. Thanks for chiming in from Orlando. Yeah, island time indeed. Andwell says, how about dental? Good question. So I can't really speak to this. I used to go to the dentist in Jamaica. This was, man, probably close to 10 years ago, maybe more than 10 years ago. And I can't remember how much I was paying, but I know I didn't have insurance and I was paying cash. And I don't have a lot of money. So it's like, it was, if a dentist visit is $100 US, I'd be so surprised. I'd be very, very surprised to get a basic cleaning is $100 US. Very, very surprised. And I remember they had up-to-date equipment. They, did the not the drilling, but the drill, like that thing. Clean my teeth, floss, everything was on point, and I would say equated to US level service, dental service. But I know it's affordable and more affordable here. So I will include that into, let me write that down so I don't forget. We'll include that in the healthcare video. Thank you for that, and well. Mystical says ambulance depending on location over $1,000. If not contracted by insurance company, the responsibility falls on the patient. I believe that's US, talking about here in the US cost for an ambulance. Let's see. Ingrid B says, who needs the supplies? I can clean my car. I have some stuff, gauze, bandages, tape. Yes, I would say the Negril fire station needs those supplies. Always need those supplies. If you know somebody coming down to Jamaica to Negril, give it to them, or you're coming down yourself. They would gladly and happily take those supplies because they're always in use, always in need. Okay, XLO is just recognizing a business opportunity with private ambulance. Yeah, I think that's, it's definitely a business opportunity. I think it's still a viable business opportunity. Good thinking, because it's needed. Susan Gordon, this is not the workings of Jamaica. It is the banking laws that have been imposed on them by the U.S. Get to know the manager of the bank with which you do business. Okay, fair enough. Andrew Blake, hey everyone, free healthcare is the longest wait, but you will be seeing. Great day, everyone. Yeah, and my exact point. It's free, but you gonna wait. You're gonna wait. But then, I would say, even if you're middle income America, even lower middle income America, you could probably afford to go to. So I'll speak to Negril specifically. So outside, the closest hospital to Negril is in Sav Lamar. So we're looking at about a 45-minute drive to get to Sav Hospital. But before you get to Sav Hospital, which is the public hospital, there is Royal Medical, which is a private facility. And that is a decent private hospital that is also affordable. I got my x-ray there. My dad got a CAT scan there. My friend, when he was having his baby, his wife went there for all of her checkups and the ultrasound. They did that there as well. And again, it's pretty affordable, and you're paying to skip that wait. That's the way I look at it. And of course, you do get better service, but at the end of the day, you're paying to skip that wait that you would have to wait at the public hospital. So just keep that in mind. I'm sorry I don't have specific pricing, but again, I would consider myself like middle income, and that would be, that would be affordable. I would say this middle income America, that is, I would say that would be affordable for somebody to go get healthcare services at the Royal Medical facility, which is a private hospital. Shannon asks, how's the weather in NYC? It is pretty hot here. I'll tell you exactly what the weather is now. 86 degrees. I think it's supposed to, is that the high? Yeah, 86 degrees. That is what the weather is right now. That is the high of the day. I'm not running. I start running on, I think, tomorrow, because I tore a ligament in my ankle. So I haven't been running in the last over a month now, which kind of sucks. But I get to run tomorrow here in this nice weather, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to go to the gym later. After this, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the gym. So I'll be indoors, but super excited to run these NYC streets for the next few days. Very, very happy. Thanks for asking, Shayna. Ingrid says, I don't blame people going elsewhere for medications. Neither do I. Neither do I. I have friends who get their dental work done in Jamaica for cheaper and gets good service. There you go. There you go. And that's so, I mean, that's so crazy to think about. You know, you go on vacation and it doesn't make sense for you to have dental care where you live, right? You just get it done. I mean, I bet there's like so many places in the world that you can go and do that, right? And how much do you go? And I'm not trying to like take business away from dental offices here in New York or here in the United States, but like it is very costly. It is very costly. And if you can combine a vacation that you're going to take anyway with going to see the eye doctor, going to see a dentist, getting an MRI like Susan, and you get all this stuff out the way and you're doing it at like a small fraction of what you pay for, I think that's a smart move. That's a smart play for sure. Smart play for sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that comment, Susan. If you are all enjoying this valuable content, please hit the like button. Thank you so much, Shana. Yes, please hit the like button. I would definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much for that reminder. Funkbringer, what's up, man? Good to hear from you. Good to see you. Funkbringer says, my father took a day out of his trip to Montego Bay a month ago. He came from Atlanta to get his teeth cleaned and said he saved tons using the dentist there. Another fantastic example of smart medical tourism. And so I would say definitely look into it. Now I'm starting to think, man, maybe we have like a list, you know, let's put that on there. Hold on. Man, maybe I didn't have this on there for the conference, but you know, maybe we have like a medical portion about it as well, about healthcare in Jamaica. I did not even think about this, but this continues to come up in our lives here, and you know, this is how I learn, is really interacting through you all. All right, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Thank you for that example, Funkbringer. Glad your dad was able to do that. Wayne says, do pharmaceuticals have issues getting supplies and medications? In Jamaica, not that I know of. Like I haven't heard of anything, you know, with my father. You know, I get all his, I'm in charge of making sure he gets all his medication on time in terms of like purchasing them. And so I've never had a situation where I've gone to the pharmacy and they didn't have the medication that he needed. So, no, I can't. I'm trying to think really hard of if I've ever had a situation where a particular medication just wasn't available. I'm sure it happens. Don't get me wrong. You know, things aren't perfect in Jamaica, but I just can't think of a real world example that I have experienced or that I know of anybody who experienced that the medication was just not available. Mir Brissett, Child of the King, says to clean teeth in Jamaica is 35 US dollars. There you go. Like I said, I couldn't imagine it being over $100 because again, you got to think about the affordability of that for the average Jamaican. So $100 would be 15,000 US dollars. The I believe the minimum wage, don't quote me on this, is like 6,000 Jamaican dollars. So you're a week, that is 6,000 Jamaican dollars. So you're looking at almost 3 weeks of a wage just to go to a dentist appointment for somebody making minimum wage. And that would be that's astronomical for the average Jamaican. That would be astronomical for the average Jamaican. So 35 US dollars sounds far more in line than my $100 US example. Metho Nelson, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate that. Says, so ambulance leasing could be a great business opportunity. Yes. So from what I know, the people who have the ambulances, they own the ambulance down in Jamaica. And are you thinking leasing the ambulance to, say, a doctor or a healthcare facility? Or are you just doing for private purposes? because I'm also thinking, so for example, the new hospital that's coming to Negril, that is owned and operated by, will be operated by Dr. Foster, who also has, I believe, multiple ambulances, private ambulances in Negril. And he is owner operator kind of thing. So I don't know of somebody who's just leasing them out, but I do think that's a good business opportunity. But let me know if I answer your question correctly, Metho. And if you want to follow up with that, let me know. I'll be more than happy. But thank you again for the $5. You are welcome, Andel. All right. Ingrid says, when I gave birth to my last child in 2014, my hospital bill was 20,000 US dollars. My portion of the bill was $9,000, and that's the medical insurance. Thank the Lord we were in possession of it. That is insane. Oh my gosh. So we'll get back to this. My dad always tells a story about when he had me in, I was born in 1984, and I was born in Long Island, in Brooklyn, in LIU Hospital, and it cost him 5,000 US dollars to have me. A year later, he had my brother Winfield. He was also born in Brooklyn at LIU, and it cost him 10,000 US dollars at the time. And when 7 or 10, I can't remember, but thousands of US dollars. And then we had my third brother Wingate, who was born in Fiji, and he paid 50 cents for him to be born when he asked for the bill. I couldn't believe it. 50 US cents. So I understand where you're coming from, Ingrid. And that is crazy. I don't know what the cost of having a child is in Jamaica, but it ain't no $9,000, $20,000. Not even close. Not even close. That's incredible to me. That's so crazy. I guess I'm not having my kids here because that's I can't afford that. Missy, oh, you're in Queens. What's up? Heading to grill on Tuesday. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Happy you're getting down there. Getting down there early. You gonna be there for ATI for Dream Weekend? That's kind of early for a Dream Weekend. Oh, Andre says, "Bless up, Throp. Great content as always. I moved back to Jamaica last year, loving it. Awesome, awesome. Which part did you move to, if you don't mind sharing?" Ingrid says, "You're so lucky. That's my plan." Oh, Andre. Jean Brown says, "Good afternoon. There's definitely an issue with medication. One of the medications prescribed by my mom's doctor-in-law is in low supply. I went to 3 pharmacies and they didn't have it. I had to reach out." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So there's an example. Like I said, it's not perfect. I'm assuming you're in Jamaica, Jean Brown. I'm assuming that's where you're commenting from. So there can be issues with supply. I'm not sure what kind of medication that there is. I'm sorry that happened. Hopefully you're able to get it and able to find a supplier that you can readily get those medications for your mother. She says it feels way hotter here in Queens. Billion Power says low and below Jamaican mon has no value, so you can trample on with the US, Canadian, England, and London dollar via the exchange rates. I'm not sure I understand that fully, but okay. Ingrid B says, "My dentist wants me to get Invisalign all of a sudden, but insurance will not cover it, so we'll not be getting them, for I really do not need them." Maybe you could get it. I mean, maybe you can get it in Jamaica. I don't know much about Invisalign, but I don't think you need to replace it that often, but something to take into consideration. Kingston 16 says, "How about info on periodontal dental work in Jamaica? I'm looking to have dental surgery in US." I don't know what that is. Periodontal. I'm sorry, I'm just looking it up. Periodontics is the dentals. specialty focusing exclusively in the inflammatory disease that destroys the gums and other supporting structures around teeth. A periodontist is a dentist who specializes in the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of periodontal art disease and in the placement of dental implants. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about that. I will write that down and find out more information on that. Thank you for that question, Kingston. I'm sorry. I don't know, have any direct information for you. And well says the cost of the conference the same as attending virtually. No, definitely not. I don't know what the virtual cost will be, but I'm thinking $100. Like that's what I'm thinking, because I'm actually going to hire an outside company, because I kind of don't want to worry about that. I just want to focus on the conference, and there's already a ton of moving parts. So I haven't put that up as yet, but that's what I'm thinking. It maximum will be $100. It won't be anything more than that. So just to keep that in mind. Thank you for the question, and well, excuse me. Okay, Jean Brown says I'm currently in Kingston with my mom. Home visits were by her primary doctor is 8,000. Unfortunately, she can't use her U.S. coverage here due to her age. She doesn't meet this criteria for interna. 8,000 U.S. Excuse me, 8,000 Jamaican. I'm presuming is what you mean. Because here in Jamaica, here in the grill, and not that I'm in the grill, but in the grill, the doctors are, if they're coming for a site visit, it's $100 for them to show up, 100 US dollars. Oh, international medical coverage doesn't qualify, meet the criteria for international medical coverage. Gotcha. I understand. Thanks for that, Gene. Okay, Missy says not at all. We have a wedding July 8th, large group from Boston heading to Iberostar Grand, but I have to stay at your place for a few days. Awesome. Hope I'm sorry I'm not there. I won't be there, but hope you enjoy the wedding. Bring it. Thank you. I can't get you a restaurant since you're in NYC, so this is for Starbucks. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. When I get the Starbucks, I'm going to take a picture and post it on my community page. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Let's go. I see some. Oh yeah, sorry, missing these comments from. Brandon says, thanks for your help with the real estate agent. The ball is rolling now. Awesome. Happy to hear, man. Happy to hear. Let me know if you need any further help and assistance, man. More than happy to assist in any way that I can. King Naldo, welcome. Good to see you, man. And that's it. That's all the comments. There was one thing. I lost my train of thought. I forgot. I was going to bring up something else. All right. Thank you all for your questions. If you guys have any other questions as it relates to Jamaica, or the conference, I'm all ears. Just kind of scrolling through the conference website. Please keep them rolling. And also, I'm going to be here next week as well. So no beach next week. We'll be here in New York. Maybe I'll find, I don't know what beach I want to show. Like, if we want to go to like Jones Beach or Rockaway, like, no. We'll keep it here in the apartment. No problem. We'll save the beach for when I get back to Negril. There was something medical that I want to talk about, but totally slipping my mind. But yeah, I guess with the conference, let's see here. There's a FAQ page there as well towards the bottom. So I hope that will answer any like specific questions that you may have. But if you do have questions outside of that, of course, let me know. You can fill out the form, and that's going to go to events@thropmedia.com. And as I mentioned before, Vanessa will be the one. I almost said Ingrid, but because I see Ingrid's name pop up. But Vanessa is going to be the one who's going to be working with you all directly and getting your questions answered. And as we get closer, I'm going to actually start having many of the guests come on to answer any questions that you have on this live stream. That is, answer any questions that you have. And this is, I guess, going to continue this parasocial relationship, but further solidify it in my mind and get you to meet and know these folks a little bit better. And they're super experts in all of their relevant fields, and very excited to have them on board. Got another question here from Wayne. How's the dream weekend preparations in the grill? Well, I left last week, but they had a meeting with the Chamber of Commerce, but I couldn't attend. But it's in full steam. I don't really have, honestly, I don't have a feel of it in terms of the demand. So like there's a demand for the hotel, like that can tell you from like a quantitative perspective, like it's there, we're fully booked. Fortunately, like people keep asking me for rooms, but we don't have any rooms available at this time. You can be put on a waiting list if anybody cancels, but very unlikely in my experience that happens. But I don't have a good sense of like people, like I don't know what Dream Weekend numbers is. Like that's probably the easiest way to say it. Like I don't know what that demand is like. I can, actually I'll ask one of the guys. I'll ask one of the guys at some point and see what it's like. Maybe I'll have that. Let me have that ready for next week. I'll have that ready for next week, and we can talk about that. I'll just text them and talk to them, see what the feel is like and what their numbers are looking like for this year, and I'll get back to you all next week, Sunday, when we do the live stream from here. Ingrid says, "Thank you for the discussion in healthcare. I finally able to join a live." Ingrid B, you are welcome. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much. Carrie Palmer says, "Throp, are you related to Sharon Wellington?" Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I really don't know almost any of the Wellington side of my family, which is my father's side. I know my father's mother's side, my grandmother's side of the family. That's who I am closest to in Jamaica. But my dad didn't really talk to that side of the family for one reason or his father's side of the family after he passed away for one reason or another. Gavin, what's up, man? I missed the grill. Looking forward to coming back around October with some friends for the first time. Awesome, man. So good meeting you when you were down. Looking forward to welcoming you back in October. And yeah, I'll be there in October. I will definitely be there in October. So it'll be great to see you again, man. And I'll help you to show your friends a good time for sure. Well, you already know the ropes. You probably don't even need my help. Gene Brown says, "I live in near NYC and I'm a new retiree. At the moment, I'm in Jamaica taking care of my mom. She's 97. Wow, congratulations to you and your mom. That's awesome. And 8,000 Jamaican dollars. I figured that. I stayed at the Travelers in February, enjoyed my time there. Irija is my daughter." Oh, that's all you had to say? All the smoke and mirrors. So Irija, this is, if you guys remember Irie from the podcast that we did. She was the yogi from New York. This is her mother. Thank you for joining and thank you for hopping on. So, and if you remember from the podcast, if you saw that podcast that I did with Irie, she said one of the motivating factors of her coming to moving to Jamaica was taking care of her grandmother. And Irie is like, I think the same age or around the same age as me, relatively young person. I consider myself still a young person. So she came and she moved down here in 2018, I believe, 2018, if I got that correct. And if you could correct me if I'm wrong, Gene. And that's what made her come down and taking care of your mother, Gene. And that's how I learned about your mother, her grandmother. And you did not look like a person of retirement age because I met you in person. So congratulations to that to you on that as well, and your recent retirement. Ingrid says we'll share the others with others on the conference as well. Thank you very much, Ingrid B. I really do appreciate that. Are there any special guests lined up to come on soon? Here on the podcast, so I've been editing. I wanted to get this out, but unfortunately I won't get it out today. I know just with everything going on, my schedule has been like bananas since I got here to New York. Like I said, this is a last minute trip and it wasn't expected. So just my time hasn't been what I wanted to be while I was here. We're doing a lot of running around, but nonetheless, I have a podcast. This podcast will come out tomorrow. So this is the podcast that I did with with Noel Phillips, the real estate agent in Kingston. Like super packed with so much value. I can't wait to share it. I was editing it this morning and last night, and so it'll be done today, but I probably won't release it until tomorrow. And then I interviewed I don't know if you follow on Instagram Jamaica Uncut. So he's a gentleman that basically goes around Jamaica and is really sharing the traditional culture of Jamaica through his Instagram platform. And he's recently started sharing his content on YouTube. And I thought it was just what he's doing is just so important. And I think his YouTube channel needs to grow to his Instagram success. Like he has 150,000 subscribers on Instagram. And I'm like, no, more people. And he has like, I think around 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I'm like, no, more people need to get there. People need to know what he's doing. And it really is like this warm, feel good content, but it's raw. It's not like edited. And he'll just go to like a river cookout, or he'll go in the country in the hills to see, people chopping cane and doing farming. And he's done multiple fundraisers for people. I remember like this one family, their house burnt down, and he did a fundraiser through his Instagram to help them raise money to build their new house. And he did it in 2 weeks. So really awesome dude, and interesting stuff that he's doing. And I really wanted to share my platform and the community with him. And I know you all will appreciate the content that he's sharing more than most people. So we did an interview with him last week that I'm very excited about, and hopefully we can really pump up his numbers and his subscribership on YouTube. I did my interview my dad, which was pretty awesome. And this is kind of going off of these ad hoc interviews that we've been doing the last couple of Sundays. And I figured let's turn it into an actual series. So we're calling that series Conversations with My Dad. And it's literally just me and my dad having a conversation on a variety of different topics and different subject matters. And we did the first episode literally the day that I flew out, because it's something that we wanted to do anyway. And I was like, let's just I don't have a lot of time, but let's just get something on record. And so I interviewed my dad, and I won't give too much away with that, but it was a really nice, it was a nice interview. And I think I felt like he really enjoyed it as well, just talking about his past and reminiscing on the good old days. And for me, I got to hear stories that I never heard before. And that's sometimes what you get when you sit down, with your folks or with your grandparents, and you hear these stories and you just let them talk. You just let them go reach back into their memory banks and just express to you whatever experience that there is. And that's what happened. And I was like, man, I never heard these stories before, and I didn't know that about so and so. And it's very interesting, and I'm really happy to share that insight with you. And it kind of gives a lot of insight into the type of dude my dad is, and the type of relationship that we have as father and son. So looking forward to sharing that with you all all soon, but that'll be rolling out in the next few weeks. So those are the next upcoming episodes that we have on the channel. Susan says, "Yep, $10,000 here for anything to do with a baby here." Incredible, incredible. Like I said, I guess my kids ain't gonna be born here. All right, Andrew Mack asks, "What is Dream Weekend?" Dream Weekend is a party festival over what a 6-day period celebrating Jamaica's independence and emancipation at the end of July and into early August. And it's held in the grill, and it basically shuts down the hole in the grill. I always say normally it'll take you 15 minutes to traverse from downtown the grill to the northern part of the grill to Salt Creek Bridge. And in Dream Weekend, to take that drive, it'll probably take you over 3 hours. Like, that's how many people are in Jamaica, are in the grill for that weekend. Like, thousands and thousands and thousands of young people come to Jamaica, come to Negril to have the party and time of their life. And that's essentially what Dream Weekend is. And it's a series of, different themed parties. They have like a all red party, they have an all white party, they have a not a pool party, they have a party, I forget what it's called, but it's at the water park. They have, that's probably the biggest, I would say the climax of the weekend is that particular party. And then they have different international and local artists performing at other parties during this week. And there's a daytime party, and then there's a nighttime party, and that happens over a 6-day period every single day. So that's essentially what Dream Weekend is. And it's very difficult to get a room in the grill during that weekend, especially now. You'd be very, very hard pressed to find somewhere to rest your head during Dream Weekend this year. All right. I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Andrew Mack. Appreciate that. I'll see some more comments. Jennifer says, "You do need to replace Invisalign trays fairly often, 8 to 12 weeks." Oh, there you go. Sorry. Goes to show you how much I know about that. So maybe getting them in Jamaica may not be a good idea. I'm not sure. Andwell says, "Makes my Sundays great and makes me smile when I get to watch you live. You're always so informative. Wish you success in all your endeavors. Love." Thank you very much, Andwell. Appreciate that. Thank you. So nice. Miss Perfectly Imperfect says, "Hey, you're back in New York. Great. Happy Sunday, everyone." Happy Sunday to you as well, Miss Perfectly Imperfect. Jean Brown says, "Arija came to Jamaica in 2018. Thanks. I'm so happy on my new journey." Awesome. Congrats to you, Miss Brown. Janet Holung, hi Throp and brothers as well. Hello, Janet. Ingrid B says, "What is the name of the channel on YouTube?" Let me see if I could find it. I know it is called Jamaica Uncut on Instagram. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, it's Jamaica Uncut on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the comment section. And I'm not sure if that's clickable, but I will just put but if you put this into YouTube, it'll come up right away. Oh, the name of the party is Extreme Red and Wild. Oh, you would know, Vanessa, huh? Just kidding. But that's the name of the Dream Weekend party at the water park. Thank you for that. Green Orchid says, "Hello, Throp. Welcome to New York City. Fireworks and all the music festivals." Yeah, I got to do something. I didn't have it. This wasn't a planned trip, so I don't really have anything planned for the 4th tomorrow. But I guess I'll find something. Okay, Miss Perfectly Imperfect subbed. Awesome. Thank you for subbing to that channel. right. I think that's what the thing that I forgot I was going to talk about was the new content that I have coming up. But that's it. I already talked about it. I think that's it. For a little over an hour and a half. If you have any, I don't got to go anywhere, but I don't like keeping everybody on if we don't have anything specific to talk about. But let's see some more comments here. Ray says, "Hi, Throp. Thank you for highlighting the positive things about Jamaica." I think that's what you meant, Ray. I enjoyed the interview with your father last week. Thank you. Like I said, I enjoyed that too. I think my dad enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to having continuing this series with my dad. Who knows what we can turn it into. Thanks for the support, Ray. Green Orchid said, "I just subbed to Jamaica Uncut." Okay, awesome. I know he's going to appreciate that. All right. Any other questions? Oh, we have some. I guess this is on. I mean, I don't know if this is an announcement, but we got some. Like, we started focusing on a more short-term content for the channel. So we have some YouTube Shorts and Reels and TikToks and all that. So that's coming out. But I would say this is more so less for you all people who are subscribed. This is more so for people who aren't familiar to the channel. And the way I'm looking at this short-term content is really a way to market the channel for those who don't know that it's out there, and perhaps they're looking for information on moving to or living or investing in Jamaica, and they don't know about it, and this is how we can get it out to them. So we have the team that's working on that stuff, and hopefully we'll be getting that out relatively quickly, relatively soon. Miss Perfectly Imperfect says, "Did you discuss the development they are building in St. Mary?" No, is this somebody said? I think we discussed that last week. This is like the multi-billion-dollar. Correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Perfectly Imperfect. This is the multi-billion-dollar development that's happening there. Let's see. I'm almost certain that's what we talked about. But let me know if that's the same one that you're referring to. It's Perfectly Imperfect. Or you can, if you have the link, send it to me, and I can read it, or we can talk more about it. Camille says, "Will you get the opportunity to interview anyone in regards to the White House Beach Club?" I've already reached out to them, actually, because I wanted to go there, but no dice so far. I've reached out to them, but I reached out to them indirectly. So maybe I talk to them directly, and we can see if we can do a shoot there. But yes, Camille, good question. I wanted to actually go there and shoot a podcast there and talk to them about the development, because my dad actually told me they're actually doing another one in another area because it's been so successful. So good idea. Or should I say, I will reach out to them and see if we can make that happen whenever I get back to Jamaica. Thank you for that suggestion, Camille. Shayna says, "I enjoy the wholesome content between you and your dad. A great way to create and document memories." That's kind of crazy. Like, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I think it's just something just really good for our family as well, just to have this on the internet, and it'll just be forever out there. And, my kids, my grandkids, great grandkids, and when I'm long gone, and we're all long gone, they will have that to look and learn about their great grandfather, the patriarch of our family, and get an insight into who he was, what he's about, and what he went through to get to where he is now, and why I am who I am for many reasons. So yes, thank you for that, Shayna. Great insight. I was thinking the same thing. King Naldo says, "I haven't been to Dream Weekend, but it will be in the itinerary going forward for sure." Make sure you book early. And when I say early for hotels, like, book in January of the year that you want to go to Dream Weekend. Like, that might be late, as a matter of fact, but just keep that in mind. If that's something that you really want to do, you have to book really, really early. Green Orchid says Central Park, Prospect Park, Queens Park is free. All right, I'm gonna look into this. I'm not far from Prospect Park. I run there all the time. That's where I'm gonna run tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So we'll see what kind of free concerts that they have available while I'm here. Looking forward to that. I saw it in the news. Burrita is the developer. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same one. We spoke briefly about it last week, but it just kind of goes to show, just like what's happening on that side of the island with development. I don't know too much about it. I just the one article. I really don't know too much about it. But thank you for bringing that up, Miss Perfectly Imperfect. Camille says, "Okay, I hope you get the chance. From the street view, overlooks the very exquisite. Overlay looks very exquisite. I didn't know they were making another. Yeah, my dad just told me about it. I don't know where it is, but I will find out. It looks really, really nice from the real estate videos that I saw of that location." Ingrid says, "Got it. Looking at the IG page. Thank you for today. Another informative Sunday. Everyone enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Blessings. Enjoy BK. Be safe." Thank you, Ingrid B. Really appreciate that. And I'll let Jamaica Uncut know that you subscribed. All right, I'm going to start to wrap up here. If anybody has any last minute questions, please let me know. Sorry, no beach. It's going to be like this next week. Fair no warning, no beach next week either. But of course, as a reminder, the Throp-X website is up and running. If you want any further information on Throp-X, please, you can go ahead and go to the website. And if you need any information outside of the website, you can fill out the form or shoot an email at events@thropmedia.com, and I'll be more than happy to help. And Vanessa is going to be your go-to person for that. And she's always here in the chat most weekends, and she will be the main contact person for Throp-X coming up. All right, we're a little short today. And usually we go a little bit over 2 hours, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all. One last comment. Mr. Info says, "I watched some of Jamaica Uncut's videos. They are good. Jamaica is a beautiful country. Imagine when the streets and towns get more developed." Yes, he does a great job, I think. Green Orchid, wouldn't the general managers of hotels be accessible to each other in Jamaica, especially in Jamaican owners for networking? I might be reading that out of context. Green Orchid. Andrew, you're the second person to ask me this question. Throp, do you know if there are RV rentals in Jamaica? Not that I know of. Talk about a great business idea. I think that's an amazing idea. Amazing business idea. And what you do is like you create, I'm just thinking out loud here, but you create a network of areas where you can park these RVs that have security and that are safe. So even if you had like a parking lot in a hotel somewhere that you can either rent out, or maybe it's part of the RV rental that you're automatically part of this network that's throughout Jamaica, that in every single parish, there's multiple RV places that you can park, you can, refill water, etc. And I think that will be phenomenal, because like that to me is also, I said this before, like that's one of the greatest things about Jamaica that I think is just so underappreciated, is the road trips. Like road trips in Jamaica are like the absolute best. Just going from parish to parish, like, because there's all of these like nooks and crannies throughout Jamaica that even if you lived here and you've been here, like there's always something new. There's always something to discover. And that this is very, very fascinating, whether it's a new waterfall, a river, a hole in the wall restaurant that's amazing food. There are just so many nooks and crannies throughout Jamaica, and you kind of find out about them when you take these road trips. And if you can do that in the comfort of an RV where you can sleep there and it has AC, and if you want TV, you can do that as well. But I think that's a great business idea, Andrew Mack. Look into it. Funkbringer says, congrats on the website. Another great stream, brother. Love and blessings. Thank you. Miss Perfectly Game Perfect says, enjoy your Independence Day, Throp. I will. Independence Holiday, I will. Carrie, my Instagram name is Throp, Throp, right there across the chest. And you can follow me on there. And Vanessa says, looking forward to connecting with you all. Yes. Vanessa is your girl. And Wayne says, any marathons planned in JA? The only one is Reggae Marathon in December right now. I'll probably do a few races in August. Usually, actually, they take the month of August off, I remember. But if there are any races in August in Jamaica, I will do that. It's going to probably take at least a month, maybe 6 weeks to get my fitness back. So I won't be racing for July at all. That's for sure. I'll take my time coming back. Andrew Max says, I know I want to rent an RV and travel the entire island. There you go. Yeah, I think that's such a good idea. It says, yeah, great idea. Or even a tiny home communities if they don't exist. I don't think they exist in Jamaica, the tiny home communities, but I think that's a good idea. You're welcome, Susan. Found me on IG. You got it. Thanks for chiming in, everybody. And Linda says, I would rent an RV. Great idea. Enable visitors to see more of the island. Thank you all so much for your comments. For those people in America, happy 4th of July. Americans out there, be careful. Nobody blow their fingers off or anything like that. It always happens every year. But great seeing everybody. Great to be here in Brooklyn. Great to be here in New York. And yes, please like the channel. Like the video. And if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. Would definitely appreciate the help in that sense. You're welcome. Green Orchid says, thanks for my comments. I mean, for your fam as an owner operators would be known to each other, reach out directly, example interview. Yeah, definitely. We have great relationships with other GMs and other owners. And I plan to continue to have more of them on the show and on the podcast, and also be a part of the investment conference as well. Okay, Natural, you're welcome. And we're going to leave it there. Thank you all so much. Everybody have a wonderful Sunday. I will see you next week. I'll be back here, same time, same place, and more to discuss all about Jamaica. Thank you all so much. Love doing these.